I have another question, unless you have one.
Go ahead. Feel
Um,
free, man. Yeah, you're interviewing just as much as I am.
um, it's I hear so much of what I believe in things you're saying. Like agree with so much of what you're saying. Like, um, I am a follower of Jesus. Like, I do believe that Jesus is God, and that God created everything, and that He has offered life, both physically and spiritually. But as in Yahweh God, like the Christian God. Um, but man, I believe there's so much what you're saying. Like you're saying earlier, like you saw Christians who didn't act like Christians,
Yeah.
and I see that.
Hmm.
Like,
They abuse it.
they abuse it
They abuse it.
100%.
And I'll even go as far to put like a number to it. I'd say like especially I'd say like a solid 60% right now like are just blatantly abuse it. And then there's I don't even know how much like that abuse it in the shadows and whatnot. So I I agree with that.
Yeah, no, I see it. Like,
My goodness.
and I've probably been like that. Like in high school, I said I followed God. Like you asked me, like, oh yeah, I believe in God, and I'm in church, but I was not following God.
Same
But
here.
but what you were just saying, like, man, you said you're old and in a new life. Like, I
Yeah.
believe I had an old life and I have a new life. I just believe it come from a different place. You said something, and it's so interesting because I think we have opposite views on this, and I appreciate your view. But you said you go within to find it
Hmm.
and see. When I go within, I just see more brokenness,
That's things that you gotta heal.
like things that I know. And I was like, man, anytime I try to go in, I think I mean, I think you can look in the world and agree that humans struggle with brokenness.
Yeah, we all do.
I think every human struggles with
Hmm.
brokenness. Um, and for me, when I kind of had that moment of, well, for you it was a meditation, within you went within. For me, I had that moment of brokenness, loneliness, anxiety. Um, like in high school, I was very similar. Like always the oddball out. Like I felt like I was always a wallflower, right? Um, and eventually, I believe that God met me in a moment and showed me, kind of like put out his hand and like showed me, I have a better life for you if you would just follow me.
Yeah.
And so for me, it wasn't me going inside, it was him gracefully coming to me and showing me a better way. So it was something outside of me. Um, and I just think it's interesting how it's so similar. Like I see so many similarities between us in that. I just think I can go to a different source. Um, but I don't know.
I would say God has many different ways of doing things. Like so you can go within to find the answers. But like when it comes on a prayer, prayer is more so you conversing to God. But when you go
Hmm.
within, it's more so God talking to you.
Okay,
So
I can see
sometimes
that.
when you meditate and it's like, okay, why is these thoughts popping up? Or why can my mind stop racing? It's not your mind racing. It's all that God wants you to pay attention to. Like
Yeah.
you said, you went within and all you saw was brokenness because that's what he wanted you to realize.
Hmm.
That's what he wanted you to pinpoint. Like, okay, what is making me broken?
Yeah,
Why do I feel broken? How can I heal from this? And
I can see that.
a lot of Christians abuse the family word. We're family. And it's like, we're not. We're not. We're not. We're DNA biologically family, but in context, if we look at the Webster definition, we're not family because the way that you move, the way that you not even present yourself, but the way that you present yourself to the world versus who you are as a person is like this. A lot of, I don't want to say a lot of Christians, but a lot of people just want to have this Sunday's best persona. And then it's like outside of Sunday's best persona, who are you really as a person?